What year was it now? I was trying to look up on the internet for it, but since I was watching the Sci-Fi Channel and not realizing that the show was actually canceled the whole time, but it was still running on the air, I couldn't figure that one out. How did it go without a contract?
Well, it was. We went from sort of season to season with the Sci-Fi Channel, and you always hear the rumbling first of the company's going to be sold, or this is going to go down, or they're going to fire this guy. And when they fire someone, the highest person, you pretty much know you're gone. And
yeah.
We really didn't have any illusions about that. We kind of figured that would be our last season, regardless. And it worked out to an even 10, so we just we assumed it would happen, and it did. What was funny, though, was that the person who is in charge, I think she's still in charge of the Sci-Fi Channel, she really apparently hated the show and wanted it gone. So she came on board, and
well, that's not good.
Yeah, get rid of that puppet show, and so we thought when we're canceled, like, okay, well, now the show's going to run for, the shows are going to air that we've already produced, and that's going to be it. Well, and it ends up running for like 4 more years on their network, and it just struck me as funny. Like, if you hated the show so much, why didn't you get it off the air?
Because they had nothing else besides Twilight Zone or one of those other.
And I think once again we fill 2 hours.
Yeah,
we're a good TV value.
See, that's what pisses me off about Comedy Central, because now they have nothing. They used to have Kids in the Hall, they had Mystery Science Theater, and it was a good lineup. And now they have Mad TV and a little bit of stand-up, and then Mad TV again. And it's just repetitive over and over and over again. And it's sickening, because I think myself personally, ever since Mystery Science Theater left the air, TV's just sucked recently.
I think Comedy Central really sold out to the sort of the really crude side and went for the really young audience thing. And once it became branded as that, I don't know how you can ever get it back with anything. If I was running a comedy channel, I would have maybe blocks of stuff where there were some times where you could watch Laurel and Hardy and the Marx Brothers.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Chaplin, Stooges.
Have your new stuff too. But they really sold out, like the network sort of monolithically. We're going to have just raunchy stuff from day to night, day to night. And so I don't know. I don't know how they get their footing back now that kind of the South Park thing is, fading down a bit. And so, I don't know.
Really fading. I was thinking about it last night. Is there a chance that we'll see Mystery Science Theater on TV Land along with Sanford and Son and All in the Family?
That would be funny. I mean, there's a lot of shows that they didn't get their due when they were on originally, and then they do run in sort of those graveyard shows, and people end up loving them more or just as much. And so I wouldn't mind that. It'd be funny to be 60 years old and see the show on, and go to a boat show and be able to sign autographs and. When I'm older, but it's possible. I still think always as far as rerunning it, the rights issues with the movies will forever haunt it.
If anybody would want to rerun the episodes, then how would you go about that? Like, who would you talk to? Best Brains, or who?
Yeah. Best Brains owns them all. And then the only issue, would be the rights to the movie.
Yeah. So that would be a pain.
Yeah, but I mean, luckily though, a lot of people when they start a show, like in our situation, and it's a show that they've nurtured in a small market, and then they bring it to a big market and they sell it to a Comedy Central or something, they lose all their rights to it, and that's just so brutal. Then if the show is off the air after, or even if they decide not to air it, which they have the right to do, then your show, which you worked on and nurtured, is dead forever. And we made sure when the original contract, because we were getting paid so little, that, well, no, if you're going to pay us, that little, then we get to keep the copyright, which is, I think, pretty much unheard of now.